Over the weekend, Rays center fielder Kevin Kiermaier suffered an injury, an actual hip injury. To get a little bit more details on what that means for the Rays and for Kiermaier, we're here with Dr. Selman to tell us more about the injury. So explain to us exactly what type of injury was it?
So the injury was an actual fracture to the socket of the hip joint itself. You know, each joint or the joint of the hip is a ball and socket. So where the actual hip joint that moves with the pelvis is where he had kind of in the roof of it is where he had a fracture.
Now you were watching the game, you actually thought it was going to be a different injury, but nonetheless this is still a pretty rare injury for baseball, right?
It really is, and for a very healthy athlete like him, when he jammed his foot against first base, I actually kept on focusing on his knee. I thought, this is going to be a knee injury, this has got to be a knee injury. Sure. But then when it came out as the hip injury, I felt bad for the guy because it's a bone injury, so it's a matter of time.
And what are we talking about? Time, recovery time? About how long?
About 6 weeks is textbook, and you're going to be out up to 8 weeks even. And there's nothing magical that we know of. Maybe increasing your vitamin D. The problem with the hip is that you want to not expand that fracture anymore, so keeping weight off of it initially and then slowly going back.
And then in terms of once he is back, I mean, is it something he's going to be constantly needing to be aware of, or will he be good to go going forward?
He will actually be good to go going forward. It goes back to the adage of the ankle even, where, gosh, I wish I broke it instead of spraying that ligament because I have these long-term things, but the bone will heal. So
no surgery or anything like that needed?
No surgery needed.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching this sports injury update brought to you by Florida Orthopaedic Institute.